At the beginning of the chapter, we are told that in the year 2025, a virus called commit virus spread across the world. Because of this virus, humans started turning into zombies. It was extremely dangerous. The government immediately began working on antibodies, but they could only save 10% of the population. Due to this disaster, all the governments of the world united. To protect themselves from zombies, they quickly built a massive underground city. Inside this city, humans created a biological recycle system to survive. Life continued underground, and 150 years passed. In the present, we see a forest where a plane has crashed. The sound of the crash attracted many zombies, who gathered around the plane and tried aggressively to get inside. Inside the plane were some students. They were terrified, trembling, and saying, "We don't want to die here." One student stood up and calmed the others, telling them to stop talking and use as little oxygen as possible so they could survive until the rescue team arrived. Among these students was our main lead, Yaoi. His face showed no expression. He thought to himself, "It's already been an hour, and the special forces haven't arrived. Maybe the authorities won't send anyone to rescue us." From his expression, it looked like he had already accepted death. Yaoi sighed and looked upward, sensing the overwhelming presence of zombies outside, who were continuously trying to break in. He wondered, "Why am I feeling so regretful now? If only I hadn't lowered my ranking at the academy on purpose. If there had been an A-rank student on this craft, the rescue team would have arrived long ago. After all, the most valuable thing for rescue is talent." Suddenly, a loud noise came from outside. The students looked around nervously. Yaoi recognized the sound and became happy and relieved, thinking their lives would now be saved. He looked out the window and saw a bright flash. In an instant, the zombie outside the window was blown into pieces. This attack was carried out by none other than our second lead, Hein Burton. After attacking, Hein gave a serious side glance and walked away. When the commit virus first appeared, humans tried to stop it with atomic bombs. But the results were disastrous. The virus absorbed the nuclear radiation and heat, becoming even more. Mark steps back awkwardly, and our main lead looks at him with a serious face and says, "Mark, you're disgusting." Mark laughs nervously and replies, "I was just scared that these fragile students might get attacked, so I quickly used my feet." Our main lead puts his sword away, still serious, and says, "Until you clean your shoes, don't even think about entering my aircraft." Guys, even with this cold attitude, our main lead looks incredibly hot. During all this time, Yaoi's attention was only on him. He kept staring at him carefully. Seeing this, a female soldier walks up to Yaoi and says, "Kid, if you keep staring at Colonel Burton like that, I'll gouge out your eyes and feed them to the zombies." Hearing her voice, Yaoi is startled and thinks, "So this is Hein Burton." His expression turns dark as he watches Burton enter the aircraft. Inside the aircraft, the students laugh and chat happily, saying, "Finally, we're going back to base." One says, "The first thing I'll do is take a nice bath, then order bloody red wine." Another says, "I just want to sleep." Suddenly, a soldier enters with a big smile and says, "Hey, rookies, sorry, but we're not taking you back to base yet. We have another mission. We need to collect nuclear material from a 200-year-old nuclear power plant. The 2 technicians assigned to this task were eaten by zombies, so I need to pick 2 of you instead." The students gossip nervously, saying, "Is this a joke? That plant must be full of zombies. They'll eat us too. No matter what, I'm not going." The soldier smiles and puts his hand on one student's shoulder, saying, "Colonel White, you have to come with us. You're the only one here with an A rank." The student is shocked. Then the soldier turns to the others and asks, "Who else wants to go?" Colonel White quickly stands up to protect another student, and after Mark jumps, Yaoi turns his face toward Colonel Burton with a confused look. Burton walks close to him, grabs him by the waist, and says with a serious face, "If you make even the slightest noise, I'll break your neck." Being so close to him shocks Yaoi, who stares at him in confusion. "Guys, tell me," is stunned and thinks, "So this is Hein Burton. Now I understand why the Special Forces respect him so much. He's the most superior among them. Why do I suddenly feel that as long as I follow this man, Nothing can harm me. As he's lost in thought, suddenly a zombie charges at him. Zhao Yun feels the zombie approaching and quickly looks toward it, but he is frozen in fear, unable to move. He thinks this might be his last moment. The zombie comes very close, but before it can harm him, Colonel Burton slashes it down with his sword. Burton steps behind Zhao Yan, covering him protectively, and says, "Didn't I tell you to stay behind me?" Zhao Yan is still in shock. After killing the zombie, Burton moves forward again. Watching him, Zhao Yan thinks, "This person is truly on another level. His speed is incredible. It took him no time at all to appear in front of me." The scene shifts to the nuclear power plant. Mark tells White, "Come on, open it." White nervously checks the door and says, "This door is very old. Nowadays, everything is computerized. Without a terminal, I don't know how to open it." Hearing this, Mark gets angry. He grabs White and shouts, "What did you just say? I thought you were special, some kind of tech guy. Maybe I should have thrown you to the zombies." He moves to hit White, but Colonel Burton stops him. Mark then asks, "So what do we do now? Should we blow it up?" Burton replies, "This side of the door is made of uranium. We can't blow it open." Mark looks at Zhao Yan and smiles. "Hey, rookie, what do you think?" Burton also turns to Zhao Yan and orders, "Open the door." Zhao Yan is surprised, thinking, "They're ordering me like they already believe I can do it." He answers, "Yes, Colonel," and steps forward. Inside, he scolds himself, "He told me to open the door, and I came without thinking. What if I fail?" He examines the door and says, "This is about 200 years old, but its power is shut down." First, Burton is still watching him closely. Mark smiles and says, "If that's not the case, then we see an aircraft surrounded by many zombies trying to reach it." Then the scene shifts to a little earlier, when an accidental moment happened between Colonel Burton and Zhao Yan. Burton quickly moved away, while Zhao Yan stood there confused and shaken. Burton, with a serious tone, told Mark, "If all the uranium metal has been collected, let's return to the aircraft." Mark replied, "Yes." Burton's tone was so intense that Zhao Yan's whole body trembled. He quickly held his shaking hand with the other to steady himself. Back in the aircraft, the female soldier sat near Zhao Yan and teased him, saying, "Hey, I heard you did something none of us would dare to do." Zhao Yan was startled, rubbed his neck awkwardly and said, "I didn't have the courage. It just happened." She smiled and said, "Oh, really? Then maybe soon I'll hear the good news that you and the boss are sleeping under the same bedsheet. Do you know? All the soldiers at the base are bored and waiting for a hot topic." Zhao Yan lowered his face and said, "Please don't talk about this." He then remembered what happened after the accidental kiss. We see Captain Burton grabbing Zhao Yan by the neck, lifting him and choking him hard. Zhao Yan tried to break free, but he was powerless. Mark shouted, "Stop! Our mission isn't complete yet. He can't die now." Burton threw Zhao Yan to the ground. Coughing badly, Zhao Yan held his throat. Before he could recover, Burton drew his sword and struck the ground right next to Zhao Yan's face. The blade was so close that Zhao Yan felt death staring at him. Burton leaned over him angrily and said, "If you fail to recover the uranium material, I'll cut you into pieces and separate your flesh from your bones." "Guys, I really didn't expect Burton to be this harsh." Zhao Yan thought seriously. She added, "But don't worry. Our body fluids also contain the X virus. It can easily be absorbed by a normal body. So even if you're badly hurt, just one French kiss would heal you completely in 30 seconds. Then you could continue again." She smiled, gave him this intense knowledge without his consent. The students panicked. "Oh no, it's a tracking missile. We're doomed. We're going to die here. What should we do? Maybe if we jump out, we'll have a better chance of survival." Hearing this, the female soldier grew irritated and shouted, "Idiots! If you jump out, the zombies will eat you immediately. Do you think the person flying this aircraft is as fragile as you? Have you forgotten this is a special task force aircraft? It's not built for research, it's built for combat." Her words calmed the students. They sat back in their seats, though the aircraft continued to shake violently. We see Zhao Yan's face, completely blank, showing no fear at all. The female soldier looked at him and said, "You should close your eyes too, or else you'll—" Zhao Yan replies, "I just want to see this moment. Colonel Burton and Mark will surely find some opportunity to deal with the tracking missile. The female soldier looks a little confused and asks, "What kind of opportunity?" We see the aircraft flying rapidly toward the mountains while the missile continues chasing it. Colonel Burton's face shows no expression, as if he already knows what he's going to do. Zhao Yan, with a serious look, explains to the soldier, "The opportunity is in timing." Burton flies the aircraft dangerously close to the mountain. Just before impact, he tilts the nose upward, sending the aircraft into the sky. The missile crashes directly into the mountain and explodes. The students cheer with relief, shouting, "We're still alive! We actually escaped a tracking missile!" As the plane stabilizes, Zhao Yan asks the female soldier, "How did Colonel Burton know something was wrong with that platform?" She smiles and replies, "When you survive thousands of encounters with death, your instincts themselves become a weapon." The aircraft then lands on the ground. The students panic, wondering, "Why are we landing here? There's no platform, no base. Is the Special Task Force starting another mission?" The female soldier looks at Zhao Yan and asks, "Guess, why do you think we landed here?" Zhao Yan answers, "The engine is damaged. Flying upward at such high speed put too much pressure on the aircraft. The power system was damaged, so we had to land immediately." She is shocked because Zhao Yan's answer is completely correct. She asks, "Are you really just a Class B trainee? How could you guess so accurately?" Mark arrives and says, "Get ready. We have to leave the aircraft. To reach Base 14, we'll need to walk for 20 hours. The students are confused. 20 hours? Really? Burton arrives and confirms, "Yes, 20 hours, not 20 minutes. Hurry up. The sun will set in an hour and zombies will be in the forest." But the students refuse, saying, "We'll stay here." Mark warns them, "If you stay, the Tootle Search will find you. I think you'll have a great time with them." From now on, the female soldier is called Chang. She grabs Zhao Yan's belongings and says, "You're coming with us." Other students try to stop Zhao Yan, saying, "They might not protect you properly. You could die. If you stay here, Base 14 will rescue us." Zhao Yan explains, "The platform that transfers supplies has already been taken over by Tootle Search. Their goal is to stop the uranium in this aircraft from reaching the shelter. I believe they'll find us before Base 14 can rescue anyone." Burton draws his weapon and tells him to stay quiet. All of them prepare their weapons, ready to fight. Then they see a massive army of wolves. Burton looks at them seriously and steps forward. His aura is intense. As he walks toward the wolves, an energy forms around him, shaped like a wolf's face. The leader wolf becomes frightened and retreats. The other wolves follow. Zhao Yan watches carefully, amazed, thinking, "How did Hein Burton do that?" White shouts happily, "That was great!" But Chang quickly covers his mouth to silence him. Burton then walks close to Zhao Yan, staring at him. Zhao Yan's eyes shine as he keeps looking at Burton. He thinks, this man got so angry over one accidental kiss. His temper could explode at any time. But I shouldn't think about that now. Suddenly, Zhao Yan is attacked. Burton quickly grabs him by the arms and pulls him close to Pros. Protect him. They lose balance and fall to the ground. Zhao Yan ends up on top of Burton. In this awkward position, Zhao Yan looks at him with a confused face. Burton's hand is on Zhao Yan's waist. Once again, they are very close. Burton stares at him seriously, his gaze so intense that Zhao Yan grows nervous. The question now is, does Colonel Burton have even the slightest soft spot for Zhao Yan? Suddenly, Burton grabs Zhao Yan's waist, rolls quickly, and ends up on top of him. The move was extremely fast. Even after switching positions, Burton keeps staring at Zhao Yan. Just then, gunfire rains down on them. But Zhao Yan doesn't even notice the attack. His wide eyes are still fixed on Burton. At that moment, he feels something for Burton. Burton, however, ignores him completely, moves aside, pulls out his gun, and says with a serious face, "Don't interfere." Zhao Yan feels hurt by his reaction. Meanwhile, the enemy aircraft continues firing at them. They dodge quickly to protect themselves. Burton signals Mark to act. Mark smiles confidently and says, "Got it." Chang rushes to Zhao Yan, grabs his hand and pulls him away to safety. But Zhao Yan struggles to match her speed. She urges him to run faster. Suddenly, Chang notices something and says, "Why aren't they using missiles? If they did, we'd take much more damage." Zhao Yan replies, "Maybe because their target is different. I think they want to stop the uranium metal from reaching the base first, then steal it." On the other side, Mark counterattacks the aircraft. He focuses on one point and fires continuously, shouting, "Die already!" But when he stops, he realizes that point hasn't taken any damage. Instead, the aircraft shifts its focus toward him. Mark panics, sweating, and runs to save himself. While escaping, he shouts to Burton, "The rotor thrust is too strong. Attacking from below won't work." Suddenly, a bullet hits him and he falls. The aircraft keeps firing at him. Chang, worried, calls out to him and rushes forward to cover him. She draws the aircraft's attention, giving Mark time to heal. Mark looks at his gun. It's completely destroyed. Frustrated, he sighs and curses himself. He tries to stand, but his legs are badly damaged, full of holes. Zhao Yan is horrified by his condition. But Chang ignores Mark's state and continues counterattacking the aircraft. Their reactions show they've faced similar situations before. Thanks to the X-virus, they can heal quickly. The virus was created for the Special Task Force, allowing them to survive extreme conditions. It boosts their strength far beyond normal humans, turning them into living weapons. Zhao Yan is still staring at Mark's injuries when he hears Burton's voice. "Stay right there! Don't move!" Confused, Zhao Yan looks at Burton. Burton is rushing toward him at incredible speed. He jumps, places his foot on Zhao Yan's shoulder, and launches himself upward. The force knocks Zhao Yan down, badly injuring his shoulder. Burton lands on the aircraft's roof and targets its main point. He attacks fiercely, and soon a massive blast erupts. The aircraft is completely destroyed in one powerful strike. Zhao Yan could see the zombie's rolling eyes and its aggressive face. He was completely shocked, feeling death so close to him once again. After the zombie was killed, Colonel Burton stood right in front of Zhao Yan. The others also drew their weapons and began killing zombies one after another. Burton looked at Zhao Yan and said in his usual cold tone, "Are you not going to counterattack?" Zhao Yan thought to himself, "I know how to counterattack. If you hadn't damaged my shoulder, I could have fought too." After the fight, they noticed White was gone. He had died from the bullets during the attack. Zhao Yan sat beside him, checking his body. Chang told him, "Zhao Yan, we must leave immediately for Base 14. We still have to deliver the uranium metal. If we stay here longer, we'll be attacked again." Zhao Yan replied, "Yes, I know. I think we should leave his body here." The three of them stood in front of White's body and saluted. Then Zhao Yan picked up both his own and White's uranium baskets. But carrying both was too heavy and he struggled. Seeing this, Chang came over and took one basket from him. She said, "Let's go." Mark noticed this and teased her playfully. "Hey Chang, if you're so worried about Zhao Yan, why don't you kiss him? Once the X-virus enters his body, his injuries will heal completely." Chang didn't reply. Burton, however, was listening to everything. Suddenly, Chang called Zhao Yan, but before she could say anything, Burton stepped forward, placed his hand on her shoulder, and said, "Move ahead." After Chang left, only Zhao Yan and Burton remained. Burton walked closer to Zhao Yan, startling him. Nervously, Zhao Yan asked, What are you going to do?" Burton kept staring at him without answering. The scene cuts here. Next, we see the four of them arriving at the base. Zhao Yan stands before the superiors and explains the entire situation. One superior becomes furious after hearing they left many people behind and abandoned the aircraft just to bring uranium metal. He knew how dangerous that decision was. He shouted, "Tell me." Hearing this, the man grew angrier and moved to hit Zhao Yan. But another superior quickly stopped him, saying, "I know you're angry because of your brother's death, but don't let personal feelings cloud your judgment." The superior said, "Show us whether miracles really exist." But Zhao Yan stood there deep in thought. He worried, what if I fail? If he failed, Colonel Burton would be blamed for not doing his duty properly, and he could lose his position. Zhao Yan cared more about Burton than himself. Burton had saved his life many times. Now, just because Zhao Yan was alive, Burton's post was in danger. Thinking this, Zhao Yan slowly picked up the VCR helmet and walked toward the test machine. Many people stood around the room waiting for his performance. Among them were Mark and Chang, who tried to motivate him. Mark smiled and said, "Kid, we worked hard to save you. If you embarrass us, I'll twist your neck." Chang shouted encouragement too. But their way of motivating only made Zhao Yan more nervous. He was already stressed, and now he felt even more afraid. Zhao Yan put on the helmet. Immediately, a simulated battlefield appeared before him. Warnings flashed. "You are under attack." He thought, "I must stay focused from the start. If I lose control now, everything will end before it begins." The simulation recreated the same situation where the aircraft was attacked by a tracking missile. Zhao Yan flew at high speed, imagining himself as Colonel Burton. He maneuvered the aircraft in circles, dodging the missile once. But the missile chased again. This time, Zhao Yan tried to recreate Burton's strategy, using timing differences to avoid the missile. He flew toward the mountain. People watching outside whispered, "Is this kid trying to commit suicide? He won't survive if he gets that close." The superior grew excited, thinking, "This is exactly the moment we wanted to see." Zhao Yan's expression darkened. He replied, "No, Colonel. I only proved that what the task force can do, a normal researcher can also achieve." He walked away, dizzy from the simulation. He thought, how did Hein Burton manage all this so calmly without any expression? Calculating such speed in such little time nearly broke my mind. I feel like I'll collapse right here. His eyes began to close and he fell. But Colonel Burton appeared right in front of him. Zhao Yan stumbled into Burton's chest. Burton held him by the shoulder, supporting him. Zhao Yan whispered, "Thank you." He hadn't yet looked at Burton's face. When he raised his head to thank him again, he was shocked to see Burton standing so close. They looked into each other's eyes. Zhao Yan regained his senses and panicked, realizing how close he was. He quickly stepped back and said nervously, "Colonel Burton, you—" He avoided eye contact, trembling. Burton stepped closer, stood right in front of him and said, "Rookie, you're very lucky." And with that moment, today's chapter ends.